Alright guys, to start off at number 5, Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb. Came out December 19th, 2014, directed by Sean Levy, and it was a funny and great movie, just like the other ones. I think it was a fantastic trequel to the first and second Night at the Museum. So I've seen all of them, I love them, they're just great. And I gotta say, I feel like personally it's like the final Night at the Museum because of the ending, and you know how the tablet was brought to the other museum, and you know then the ones at the Museum of Natural History wouldn't come back to life, but then at the very ending you see that they're all happy again. But it was because Akhman Ra wanted to be with his family, so he kept the tablet back at that museum in London. So I also feel like it was kind of sad to see Robin Williams in it again as Teddy, and I feel like it'd be very hard to watch another Night at the Museum that has Teddy Roosevelt in it that's not really being played as Robin Williams, which was kind of sad. And then Mickey Rooney was in it, and he was Gus, and as you could tell, Nick Daly, Larry Daly's son, was a lot more older in this one, which I've noticed. But yeah, it was a great movie, and I think it personally deserves a 5 from me. Alright guys, number 4 has to go to The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. This was released on November 21st of 2014, directed by Francis Lawrence, and I saw it on December 19th. It was great. I loved it. Katniss and Peeta were separated, and then Katniss ran, after following her rescue from the Quarter Quell, Katniss was like rising in action against, you know, the bad guys, and you could tell how they were like drugging Peeta and stuff, and it was weird. One of the weird things was Philip Seymour Hoffman. We all know that he, you know, died around the February time of last year of 2014. It's almost been 1 year since he's died, and I thought that in the entire Part 1, he wasn't going to be... I knew he was going to be in a bit of Part 1, but he actually was in the whole thing. So now I guess in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, he'll be in that a little more. He won't be in that at all, I could tell, but I was surprised that he was in Part 1 the entire time. And I actually enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. It was kind of sad, and it was very dramatic and exciting, and District 12 is completely destroyed and everything, and it was a pretty good movie, so I have to give it my number 4. Alright guys, number 3 has to go to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014. This was released on August 8th, 2014, directed by Jonathan Liebsman, and produced by Michael Bay. This was an awesome movie. It was great. It was fun to watch. I saw it on opening day, and it was worth it. The only one here, link in my description, you can go see my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie review. Actually, you can go take a look at that. But it portrayed Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. They looked awesome. They were like huge, gigantic, buff turtles, whatever, human things. Even though they changed the backstory, I gotta say it was a fun movie, and it was funny, and Michelangelo was really portrayed correctly. I'll give it that. Then there was all the turtles, the voices all fit. There was Jeremy Howard as Donatello, Johnny Knoxville, Leonardo, and even Pete Plozek had to help with Leonardo a bit too, actually, because there was 2 people. And then Noel Fisher as Michelangelo. Great job, Noel. Or Noel. Some people call him Noel. They called him Noel on a TV show once, actually. And then there's Alan Ritchson as Raphael. Eric Sachs was an awesome character. Completely unpredictable, because he seemed like such a nice guy at the beginning. And then there April O'Neil, Megan Fox. I wasn't the biggest fan of that. because Megan Fox is my favorite actor. And then there was Will Arnett, who played Vernon. It was pretty good. I think all the actors were great aside from Megan Fox, and it was just great. I loved it so much. I actually just recently rewatched it, and it was released on DVD on December 16th of 2014. So if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you go see it now. And it was a great movie, and it earns number 3 from me. All right, guys, number 2 is going to the Lego Movie. This was a great movie. This was an outstanding movie. This was a fun movie. This was just a movie to never be forgotten. Okay, if you're a kid, you'd love the movie. If you were a teenager, you would love the movie. If you were a tween, you would love the movie. If you were an adult, you would love the movie. I can't tell you how many on February 8th, 2014, when I saw it, but it was released on February 7th, I can't tell you how packed that movie theater was. I went to go see it with some friends, and it was just a fun movie to watch. I loved it so much, and it is still one of my favorite movies to these days. Now, then there was it was officially released February 7th, 2014, directed by Chris Miller and Phil Lord. And Emmett was Chris Pratt, who is an outstanding actor. I like Chris Pratt a lot. And Elizabeth Banks is Wild Style. Will Arnett, who is actually in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was also here playing Batman. Will Ferrell, one of my favorite actors, playing President Business. And then there was Liam Neeson as Bad Cop, which is an iconic character for that movie. But yeah, it was great. It was about an ordinary. I wanted to do a movie review for this really badly, but then I felt like by the time I could do a movie review, it'd be too late. But I love Legos. I really do. And it was about a little Lego minifigure named Emmett, who is so ordinary, and even on the poster in which I have, it says the story of a nobody who saved everybody. So basically, it was about an ordinary Lego minifigure who actually became an amazing person and saved the Lego universe with Batman and Wild Style and a bunch of other superheroes. And then there was also the Vitruvius, and Green Lantern was in there. And then there was Benny. There was Benny. Yeah, can never forget Benny. And yeah, it was just a funny movie, great movie. I loved it. So I cannot wait until I actually heard that there's going to be a Lego Movie 2. Not the biggest fan of that idea, but I guess we'll just see how that will look in the end. But ladies and gentlemen, Lego Movie goes number 2 for me. One of the greatest movies. One of the greatest movies I've ever seen. I mean, many people call it childish. Well, I will not admit that it was a bad movie. But I mean, I liked it a lot. I don't think it's that childish because, well, according in the theater, everyone really liked it, and there was people from age 6 probably to 57. So, yeah, and they were all laughing. There was not a single person who at least did not smile at that movie. So I loved it, and it deserves number 2 from me. And the movie of the year for me is Guardians of the Galaxy. This was one of the best movies I have ever seen in my life. It was funny. It was action-packed. It was fantasy. It was just an insane movie. I loved it. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. It was one of the best Marvel movies I've ever seen. Guardians of the Galaxy, I know a lot about the comics that happened back in the day. It brought Marvel back up from when it was failing. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the most popular Marvel comics, and there are so many Guardians of the Galaxy stuff all over. It was a success. Chris Pratt, who voiced Emmett in the Lego Movie, voiced Star-Lord. Then there was Zoe Saldana, voicing Gamora, and James Gunn as the maskless Sakaran. and Vin Diesel was Groot, and yeah, and then there was Dave Bautista, that the wrestler, who voiced Drax, and yeah, I thought it was just great. Rocket Raccoon was definitely one of my favorites. Rocket Raccoon and Groot, I was like in love with, and then there was Bradley Cooper voiced Rocket Raccoon. It was directed by James Gunn, who was actually, James Gunn himself was in the movie alongside directing it. It was initially released on July 31st of 2014, and it was just a great movie. I have got to say, it was great. I have tons of friends in real life that were in love with it, and I loved it. And I gotta say, guys, movie of the year from me. It was just great. It was about a man named Peter Quill whose mother died of cancer, and he carried around like this little record player that played a bunch of like music and stuff, and he partnered up with Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and Gamora, and Drax, and it was just a great movie. I gotta say, if you've seen this movie, leave in the comments if you liked it. I liked it, so thank you so much for watching, guys. And this has been my Movie of the Year awards. So, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, rate, and most of all, favorite the video too. And don't forget to leave in the comments if you agree with my list, and if you disagree, remember, don't freak out and everything. But I guess, guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye, guys.